Americans right now are very angry at Tyson Foods. Right now, they're closing the Iowa pork plant in Perry. This is a place where there's only 8 to 9,000 people, so the population's already low, and they're going to be cutting away 1,200 jobs. Basically, the whole entire little city here is done for. They're closing down, everyone's going to lose their jobs, and it's 1,200 employees. And guess what's happening right now? That's making Americans angry. It's not about Tyson Foods closing the Iowa pork plants. It's because Tyson is laying off these employees and then decides to hire like 52,000 migrants for their factories in New York. Many Americans are feeling like they're being a little bit distanced. Many Americans feel like nothing's really fair anymore. For example, in New York City, migrants get $12, $13, $14 on prepaid debit cards, whereas EBT, SNAP, poor Americans get like $7 to $8. So you also have a talk of fairness right now. Not to mention, many Americans feel like maybe they should be the ones that get jobs first because they're U.S. citizens. They're born here. Now, there's nothing wrong with migrants, but many of these cities have taken in so many migrants, their whole entire city is now collapsing. And right now, Tyson Foods is being boycotted very heavily. There's a lot of Americans right now on X, a lot of Americans, on different social media platforms, they are refusing to buy many of the Tyson food brands. Now, many of these brands are enjoyed by Americans throughout the country. They're very, very popular brands like Hillshire, Jimmy Dean, and Bob Park. These are all brands that we grew up with. But now many Americans feel like one of them, it's unhealthy anyway to eat these foods. And two, there's so many other brands out there they could choose from. So many people, Americans, are just done with Tyson right now. They're very, very furious. And you also got a lot of people on X talking about this, news media covering Tyson, saying that Tyson Foods is firing American workers and replacing them with migrants, and adding insult to injury, Tyson Foods will also provide lawyers to help with the immigration hearings. People say Tyson Foods is being very disgraceful and says it's time to boycott Tyson Foods. Now, Tyson did come out and say that a lot of this was untrue, but many other sources out there say this is true, this is legit, and the factory opening up will be consisting of mostly migrants and not a lot of Americans. But let's see what happens here, because a lot of this hasn't really been set in stone yet by Tyson, so we're just getting a lot of information in recently, not just from big media sources, but also from boots on the ground and many people on Twitter expressing their own opinions. And it seems like the boycotting Tyson Foods thing is going pretty strong. Like I said, we're grappling with one of the biggest crises in the U.S. history, which is the migrant crisis. You got a lot of states accepting a bunch of migrants, a lot of states refusing to accept any migrants. But at the end of the day, we're seeing Tyson Foods now being on the spotlights. This is going to be very similar to what happened to Target maybe like a year back. People boycotted Target for what they did, and the stock went down a lot. Recently, they rebound, but at that time, the stock went down a lot, and shareholders were mad. And then if you also check out Bud Light, same exact thing. Their share prices also tanked. Tyson Foods is also abandoned by a hedge fund in America who didn't like the policies at all. And look into this, you also have many migrant cities right now collapsing. Like Denver is now trying to get some money here and there to pay for just the food bill alone. Not housing, education, healthcare, just the food bill and maybe drinks. That's it. That's really it. So they're already spending millions of dollars this year, and it's going to go over budget. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why many of these migrant sanctuary cities are collapsing. And many Americans right now are feeling very disconnected, are feeling very frustrated about the migrant crisis. And now the whole Tyson's thing coming up, it just gets worse and worse, and things are being stacked on top of each other all the time. Let's see what happens to the Tyson Foods Iowa pork plant. It really sucks for them because it is just a city of 8,000 people, and like a sixth of the population works at that one factory. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.